By a vote of 6-0, Sarah, you have been evicted from your mother's house.
Yeah. Alright. I am so freaking angry right now. Cecile even betrayed me, and I had 2 coupons I was gonna let her use. 2. Oh, I am so frustrated. Just now, the vote was 6-0. Who is that 0? Me, because Cecile did not vote for me. And whenever I told her, Walter, because Walter pulled me aside and told me, I need to tell you something. And I was like, what? And he said, I don't want to sound like a Jack A. Because I made an alliance with other people before I made one with you. And I was like, okay, so you're about to eliminate me. He said, yeah. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, Baxter is not going to keep you in because Baxter has no pool. I can keep you in because I have pool, but you're going to take that away and you're going to make yourself vulnerable now. And so I told Cecile, and I was like, he lied to me. And she's like, well, how do you know? And I was like, because he told me. And she's like, oh. Like, she didn't have the guts to tell me, but he did. And I'm just really frustrated because I thought I did really well. And I thought we were going to be in a team. I thought we were going to make a top 3. And I didn't even make it top 5. So, it's frustrating.
Wow, that is very frustrating. So, Sarah, you have won the most competitions. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've won 3 HOHs, multiple vetoes. So obviously you came across as a physical threat. Do you think that was where your downfall was?
I think so, yeah. Which every single time I did it, and after I won the thing, I would go to my alliances and strengthen them by telling them I have this and this and this. But I think that just made me look like because they had double-cross deals already, they thought I may have already. And even though I was honest and they weren't, I think I really could have benefited them, but they didn't let me because they were lying to me the whole time. So I think that was my downfall, was making crappy alliances.
So who would you say was your biggest ally? Even, it could have been someone who was already voted out or anybody.
Honestly, Paige, because she wasn't a threat to anyone and she was kind of a pawn the whole time, but she still pulled her weight, like she still did stuff, and I knew that I could trust her 100%. She never voted against me, she was always really honest with me, and I really appreciated that.
And who would you say was your biggest enemy in the game?
Honestly, probably Tim. Because I know once Tim figured out that, like, I was good, he started going after me and building an alliance against me. Like, Seth, Ian, who was a Hufflepuff, he was my house. I think he tried talking with Paige, and I think Paige mentioned something, I don't remember. But I know he was going after me because he literally had all of the players except for one in a circle talking right before this round when I got eliminated. So, like, I know that he was doing this because I know he wants to win and he's going to be in the top 3, but I just hope he gets eliminated. So.
So what would you say was your best move of the game?
I think my best move was the alliances I made, honestly, because they were my downfall, but they got me as far as I did. I should have disbanded some of them before trusting them again. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And what has been the sauciest moment of the game so far?
Oh, sauciest moment? Oh, there are so many saucy moments. Goodness, I have to pick. I think sauciest moment was actually like a really aggravating moment for me, but it was really saucy in the game, was I wanted to put up Tim and Grayson because I knew Grayson was liked and I knew Tim would get voted off. But I think Tim had already made an alliance with Cecile and pretty much everyone else at that time. So they all told me, don't vote off Grayson because don't put Grayson up there because Grayson's gonna get voted off, not Tim, and he's gonna go after you. And I was like, oh, okay. And then this was the next round where he did anyway. So I'm pretty sure that they bugged his ear as well as mine because they wanted me out because they realized the threat I was, even though I was supposed to help them, and they didn't let me.
Who do you think at this point has the biggest chance of winning?
Sophie, Tim, Cecile, Walter, and Baxter. Paige is a minute. She got voted out, right? Did she vote just now?
Yes.
Really? What? I didn't even realize that she did. And she voted against me too? Ah! Oh, I'm so frustrated. Oh, that aggravates me so bad. It's either going to be someone they forget to eliminate like Paige, because I didn't even realize she was playing just now, or it's going to be Tim. Just because Tim formed that new alliance. It's about to fall apart though, so it's anyone's game, honestly, because their whole ending goal is getting me out, and now that that's done, they're all against each other, so it's anyone's game, honestly.
And who do you think is going to be the next person?
It's out of Paige, Sophie, and Baxter, which I don't think Sophie or Baxter is going to be eliminated this one, because that's the reason. That's one of the main reasons why I got eliminated, was because of the fact that they all liked Baxter, and Sophie had so much pull with Cecile, and with like Ian and all them. So probably Paige.
Okay, well, it's really a saddening moment when we see Sarah Menard eliminated from the Big Brother house. But I guess that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So,
Goodbye, cruel world.
Hi.
hi!
Ugh.
How are you feeling? Like, what's going through your mind right now?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Were you expecting that?
Kind of. Ish. Yeah.
Okay, well, I have a few questions. So, this is your first time playing any of the games. So, just start with, was it fun? Did you have a good
Oh
time?
yeah, it was super fun.
Super fun.
It was
What was your favorite part of the game so far?
all the challenges and stuff. Yeah.
Was there a specific challenge you really excelled at?
The one I did the best at was either like dodgeball or the one where you knock the blocks over. But
You won that one, right?
yeah. And yeah, those were probably my favorite since I won them.
So, who would you say was your biggest ally in the game?
Stuff.
Seth.
Yeah.
And did you come into the game knowing you were going to work with Seth, or were you kind of
Yeah.
okay with veering away from him? Or
We
it was-
knew we were gonna go into it with each other. It was kind of just like there from the start.
And you think he kept his word to you the
Yeah.
whole time? You kept your word to him?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting him to get kicked off like a few rounds ago. I was expecting him to go a little bit further, because since this is my first time, I don't really know what I'm doing. So he kind of like helped me through everything.
And who would you say was your biggest enemy in the game? Like, person who was against you, you were against, just didn't clash? Anyone?
Probably Tim. Yeah.
Why is that? Or just, you don't mind me asking?
I don't know, just personality. Kind of like, I don't know.
Okay, at this point in the game, who do you think has the biggest chance of winning the entire Big Brother stuff?
Tim.
Him?
Yeah.
Again?
Probably, because I've just heard he has like experience. He kind of knows what he's doing, and a lot of the other people that are still in it are new to it. So
And who do you think will be the next person to be evicted?
probably either Grayson or Paige. Probably one of them too.
Okay, and let's go back to talking about your ally Seth.
Yeah.
When he was evicted, how did that affect your game?
Well, we were planning to not vote for him to get evicted, but then other people did, and whenever he got evicted, I kind of was just like, wow. And then I didn't really know what to do, because he kind of like helped me through everything, and then he couldn't help me after, so I was just unsure of what I was doing, kind of just...
Did you feel like you were floundering once he was evicted? Like,
Yeah.
or did you feel like you kind of had
I mean,
gotten the hang of it?
yeah, I'd gotten to know like a lot more about it since he was evicted, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Who do you blame for you being evicted? Like, do you think it was a certain person or everyone or?
I don't think it was a certain person that wanted to kick me out. They kind of just, I don't know, did it because I have no idea why they kicked me out.
And do you feel like there's somebody running the game right now? Or do you feel like everyone's
Not
doing
really.
their fair share?
Sarah was like kind of trying to persuade everyone, but now that she's out, I mean, everyone's like equally putting in their opinion.
So, it's really sad that you were evicted. You were doing really well. You were one of America's favorites.
Yeah.
But I guess that's just how the cookie crumbles. We'll see you next time on The Crumbling Cookie. Okay, I think everyone back home just wants to know what you were thinking, not using the veto on yourself.
Well, I was trying to figure it out, okay? Like, Sophie was HOH, so I knew she wasn't gonna put Baxter. I mean, eliminated, whatever. And Grayson gave me that veto earlier, and it just would have ate at me if he got eliminated, and then my whole game would have been off anyway. And again, it's just a game. So, I gave him a veto.
Wow. That's so kind.
Miscongeniality.
It's kind of making me choke. It's very sweet. So, I'm at a loss for words. Like, nobody was expecting that.
Part of me thought that I would make it through just one more time. I mean, I had been on that thing like 6 times, so I thought maybe I'll pull through again.
So, who would you say was your biggest ally in the games? It can be someone who was voted out already, just anybody in the game.
I would say Tim, because Sarah was kind of throwing shade towards the end, I found. And when Tim and his group were honest with me about everything, I realized that. So I teamed up with them, and in the long run, they'd always have my back. So, but now it just came down to just them, so it was getting a little more complicated with eliminating people.
And who would you say was your biggest enemy?
It was Joel, but he got out fast, so who cares?
At this point in the game, who do you think has the biggest chance of winning Big Brother 7?
I'm gonna say Grayson or Tim. Yeah,
Can you
because
elaborate, like, why?
well, Cecile, she played dirty that last round. So I think that's only gonna expand on the dirty level. And Walter, he likes gossip, so that can be unfair at times. And Sophie and Baxter, they're in cahoots because they're dating, so I feel like the only fair players are Grayson and Tim. Yeah, that's what she said.
Who do you think is going to be evicted next? Do you think, is it predictable or is it a wild card?
I really think it depends on the HOH. So, wild card.
Well, so, we were all pulling for you. The Americans back home really wanted you to win.
But just the American.
Holy gosh, okay. You really expand my horizons, race-wise.
So let's talk about the beginning of the game. How the houses were split up, and you were on Hufflepuff. Did you think that caused you and your fellow Hufflepuffians to be in an alliance, and did it stick, or?
Originally, I didn't know any of them when we went to the group. And I saw that Ian and Baxter were very quiet, and Sarah was very strong, very aggressive. And neither of those were my sort of technique. So I figured I'd stick with it, to keep them as allies, but I wasn't necessarily planning on keeping them around as long as I was around.
It's understandable. And what has been the sauciest moment of the game so far? Dig deep. Spill the beans.
not know that Sophie was so dirty. That, I would say, was a shocker. I don't know. Maybe I haven't been paying that much attention social-wise.
And one more question. What was your favorite part of the day? Favorite challenge? Favorite?
Honestly, it probably was the ping pong one.
Ping
As
pong?
stressful as that was, the slip and slide one, and look at all of my battle scars right here on my legs.
Wow, let's zoom in on
I mean,
that.
I really went for it. Like, but you know, I did good, 4th place, and it was
That's
fun.
awesome for your
So,
first game.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Can't
And you
complain.
know, everyone except one person has to get out sometime, and it's just the way the cookie crumbles. So 7th place is amazing for a new player, and we hope to see you back next time.
I will definitely be, as long as I'm invited.
That's it for today on the crumbling cookie.